Hi everyone, welcome to Insurance Business TV. I'm Bethan Moorcraft, Senior Editor at Insurance Business, and it's my pleasure to introduce Keith Ross, CEO at Select Risk Services and one of Insurance Business America's top specialist brokers for 2021. Keith, welcome to IBTV. First of all, Keith, congratulations on being selected as one of Insurance Business America's top specialist brokers. What does this mean to you?
Well, it's quite an honor, and you guys are a very respected magazine and media company, so it's been a pleasure to be nominated, and thank all the folks that put in a good word on for us.
In terms of being a specialist broker, what are some of the key attributes that people need to have?
Well, I think passion is probably the most important. It definitely leads to excitement, enthusiasm for the industry, and typically helps to generate more commitment and leads to greater work ethic. Second, I would say attention to detail. In our space, we're dealing with policies which are contractually driven, so being very thorough is a very good attribute to be successful. It's what our clients expect of us and have really become reliant upon. Expertise, attention to detail. And then lastly, I would say sense of urgency. We so often are brought into opportunities at the 11th hour, last minute, where we have to be quick on our feet and move in a pretty rapid pace to be able to get quick turnarounds for our clients. So having a sense of urgency is a personality trait that typically allows you to excel in high stress, high energy, short fuse type situations.
Your specialty is energy, oil, and gas. Can you tell me a bit about how that sector has been impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, in the past year?
It's definitely affected the industry, like so many others. I would say the slowdown has definitely brought the payrolls and sales way down on a lot of our renewal accounts. They're not seeing the business they were before because of canceled projects, contracts being delayed. So, job layoffs have been big in oil and gas, just like many other industries, and manufacturing plants have been shut down that make product. That has trended towards some businesses having to go under or sit on the sideline until business gets back to where it was. I think the biggest contributing factor for the slowdown, though, was the transportation industry. All the restrictions on travel, which is one of the biggest consumers of oil and gas, has definitely made an increase in supply and a decrease in demand. So those two factors have brought oil and gas prices down. However, it's been trending upwards, which is a good sign. So I think we're back on the right pace to get things back where they were before. So,
with some of those challenges in mind, what changes did you have to make to your business at Select Risk Services? Like, did you have to change your strategic approach? How did you continue to service your clients in the best possible way?
We basically tried to keep the communication lines open as much as possible, staying on the phone with our clients, getting them options, helping them understand the situation we were in with the hard market and also with the downturn, and definitely tried to just communicate better, really, at the end of the day. So, but also really going into more detail on explaining things. I would say just is a big part of what we do. I'm trying to be very transparent on, if we're going to have to increase rate and so forth. So.
And in terms of that, I mean, is that the way the market's trending? Is it looking like sort of rate increases and, perhaps some hardening conditions in 2021?
Yes, definitely. We're seeing that capacity shortages is a big factor of that. A lot of the insurance companies are, I would say, a bit worried about all the uncertainty in the market. So that has led to basically raising rates and pulling back on some of the broad terms and conditions that are typically offered, and certainly increased pricing is really across the board, I think, in most industries right now, because it was so underpriced for such a long period of time. And this is a bit of a correction in the market, I would say.
That trending in other areas as well. So as you've already mentioned, we sort of came into 2021 shrouded by sort of uncertainty. We've got the ongoing pandemic, we have economic challenges, a lot of severe weather events. I know you're based down in Texas. We've just had the big freeze. What's your strategy with all of this uncertainty? What are some opportunities perhaps for you on the horizon?
Well, I think first and foremost, we're going to stay in our lane and continue to do what got us here, continue our specialties, not try to spread ourselves too thin, but with the changing marketplace, we're going to obviously try to adapt to it. One thing that we are working on is a exclusive product where we can also have exclusive distribution rights for an underserved sector, we feel. That's definitely hardening. So we hope to be able to roll that out soon and be another option in the marketplace. So I think really just looking for opportunities that are underserved and maybe need help regarding more options, and trying to create product offerings with others that would be beneficial to our clients.
Keith, just to finish this off, I'm going to take it back to the top specialist broker theme. Do you have any tips or perhaps some advice for younger brokers who are at the start of their careers, they're looking at getting into this field? What do they have to do to achieve success and, to continue building their careers?
Staying focused is probably the number one important attribute you can have when you're beginning your career. Really keeping an open mind, trying to learn as much as possible, asking a lot of questions, and not being afraid to ask questions, because that's how you obviously learn. Being very, everybody says listen, but I think being able to listen attentively and take notes and try to retain a lot of the information you're taught early on in your career definitely pays dividends later on, because you can utilize that knowledge. At the end of the day, whether you're an insurance agent, underwriter, or broker, I think knowledge is power. And the more you learn, the more effective you're going to be for your clients to be able to explain things in detail and understand coverage better. So I think that's a big factor. Really just keeping an open mind, because I think one of the things I think about early in my career, you're kind of torn in a lot of different directions. There's sometimes it's hard to figure out what lane you want to go down, but you don't necessarily have to make all those decisions very quickly. I'd say just work hard in the position you're in, and that'll breed opportunities in time. So.
It was an absolute pleasure having you on IBTV. Thank you very much for sharing your insights, and hopefully do this again sometime.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks again for your time, and look forward to future opportunities.
Yeah, thanks, Keith, and thanks everyone for tuning in.